Good evening and welcome to our board meeting this evening. First order of business, I'd like to do a roll call. Trustee Berenger,
Berenger's present.
Trustee Farrar,
Ferraro present.
Trustee Carl,
Carl present.
Trustee O'Connor,
O'Connor present.
and Mayor Dwyer. Good, thank you so much. Next order of business is the approval of the meeting minutes of April 15th meeting. I need a resolution, or excuse me, a motion to accept the meetings as submitted, meeting minutes as submitted.
Berenger will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I. Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, Village Hall seasonal intern. Trustee O'Connor?
Be resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the appointment of Jacob Castana, Monroe, New York, to the position of seasonal intern. Pre-approval has been received from the Orange County Department of Civil Service. Mr. Castana will be paid at an hourly rate of $19 per hour. I'd like to put this in the form of a motion.
Can I get a second, please?
Carl, second.
Discussion? Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I. Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, appointment as Village Hall seasonal intern. Trustee O'Connor?
Be resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the appointment of Jalen Balsaka, Monroe, New York, the position of seasonal intern. Pre-approval has been received from the Orange County Department of Civil Service. Mr. Valeska will be paid at an hourly rate of $19 per hour. I'd like to put this into the form of a motion.
A second, please.
Berenger will second.
Ferraro, second.
Berenger, second.
Oh, sorry.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I. Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business is water treatment plant operator. Trustee Carl?
Yep, resolve the Board of Trustees approves the appointment and reinstatement of Matthew Pasculo to the position of water treatment plant operator for the Water Department with an effective date of May 7, 2025, at a salary of $41.26 per hour per the current IBEW contract on file. Mr. Pasculo previously held this title with another municipality before he began his career with the Village of Monroe Highway Department and is now accepting an opportunity with the Water Department. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Thank you. Okay. Next order of business, Trustee Carl, unpaid charges levied to the, Trustee O'Connor.
Be resolved, per the requirement of Orange County Real Estate Property Tax Service, the preparer of the June village tax bills, the Board of Trustees authorizes the village clerk to forward the following amounts to be levied the fiscal year 2025-2026 June village tax. Amount to be raised by taxes, $7,920,350 even. Unpaid water charges, $476,103.87. Other charges, $400 even. Property maintenance charges, $11,882.96. The unpaid property maintenance charges, DM 001 and unpaid fire inspections, OC 10, listed pertain to the following properties. Do all these?
No, I think you're fine.
Okay. And put this in the form of a motion.
A second, please.
Carl will second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I'm just a little, when I saw that $476,000 in unpaid water charges, that's extremely high.
Well, would that be bills submitted that haven't been paid yet?
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah.
it's levied onto their taxes.
Wow.
Okay, so we had a first, second. Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye. What would it normally be? Like, if that's high, what would be acceptable?
I've seen 200 and change.
Yeah, it varies, but it's
This
not,
is the highest.
this is high.
It's the highest I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it varies every year.
Okay.
Okay, we had a first, second. We call the question. I believe, yes?
Yes.
Kim? Okay.
Good.
Very good, thank you. Next order of business, Trustee Carl.
Yep. Resolve the Board of Trustees declare the following Water Department items non-working and of no value and authorize its removal from inventory to be disposed of. Turbometer HF Instruments, it was a number of a 000818. That's an old village inventory number.
Mm-hmm.
I went through all this stuff with Will. Analyzer, model 16001A, with a 000212 identification number. A Helga Aqua Tester, 000803. Phosphate machine, a Hawk, 000210. A triple beam balance, OHAS. Glass speakers, microscope, turbometer, a bunch of, the other thing I can't even pronounce, helage, I don't know what that is, but a lot of this stuff I used back in the day, by
Right,
the way.
right.
So it's been around a while, but put this in form of a motion that we remove this stuff and have it disposed of.
Okay, a second, please.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, Hudson Valley Waterworks Conference. Trustee Carl?
Yep. Resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the attendance of Jamie Prince to the Hudson Valley Waterworks Conference held on Thursday, June 12, 2025, from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Town of Wallkill Golf Club, 40 Sands Road, Middletown, New York. The cost, $75, will be allocated from budget line F8330-4720, Purification Education. Water certificates and 4.0 CUs from the Department of Health for contact hours will be awarded. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Can I get a second, please?
Berenger will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Thank you. Next order of business, event application, Village of Monroe Cheese Festival. Resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the special permits application submitted by Mayor Dwyer to host the Village of Monroe Cheese Festival on Sunday, September 14, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The festival will consist of vendors and music. Setup for the event will begin at 7 a.m. The festival will be held throughout the downtown of the village, resulting in street closures in and around Lake Street and Mill Pond Parkway. This event has been reviewed and approved by the Building Department, DPW, and Police Department. Marshall and Sterling Insurance, Monroe Fire District, and the Monroe Volunteer Ambulance Corps will be notified. I need a motion to accept the event application as submitted.
Carl will make the motion.
Second?
O'Connor will second.
Discussion? Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, Tri-County NISBOC Training, Building Code Enforcement. Trustee O'Connor?
Be resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the attendance of Chris Watson to the Tri-County, New York SPOC training class to be held on Friday, May 16, 2025 at 9 a.m. at the Orange County Fire Training Center, New Hampton, New York. This 4-hour training class includes DBSC division update, performing plan review, and inspections, and changes to the MHCSS, aka HUD code. The total $20 cost will be allocated for budget line A.3620.4720, Building Inspector Education. A village vehicle will be utilized for their transportation to the training. And I'd like to put this into the form of a motion.
Second, please.
Carl will second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, Water Department, removal of hazardous waste. Trustee Carl?
Resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the removal of hazardous waste through MXI Environmental Services LLC for the Water Department in the amount of $3,349 to be allocated from budget line F8330-4330. And there's a list on file of what we're getting rid of, so I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Can I get a second, please?
Ferraro, second.
Any discussion? Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Thank you very much. Okay. I have nothing. The only thing I do want to share is the playground build continues. We're hoping by the end of the week, we're going to be in pretty good shape as far as the playground equipment's concerned. Ongoing sidewalks and all kinds of mulch and all kinds of other surface preparations will be done. So it's a lot of work, a lot of great people, a lot of volunteers in the community. Our DPW has been just amazing. The board have really been helpful in all these endeavors, so I appreciate it for all of you. That's all I got. Debbie, anything for you?
No, I know the last meeting I was talking about the playground builds. I know the weather has not cooperated
No,
with
it's
us.
not. It's been brutal.
And I know, Andy, you've been out there under that tent in the cold. I'm really excited for our new playground, and I really can't wait for it to be complete and
Absolutely.
everyone to enjoy it.
Judge Farrar?
Not only has the community volunteered to help, but a lot of our businesses have donated so much food for all of the volunteers and all of the workers. A list of them will be made public soon as the build is complete. And I hope everyone helps them out, because these people put, they put community in front of profit, and that's really amazing. So please support them.
Thank you. Trustee Carl?
Yeah, a few things. Clean sweep was a few weeks ago, was very successful here in the village. There's a lot of areas that were taken care of, and there's still a lot of areas that need to be taken care of. But the folks that came out in that miserable weather, kudos. Vendors for the fireworks for the street festival. We're going to start taking the applications in. If you're interested in doing foods and whatnot, check with the village clerk. She'll have everything available to them, and we'll start working with the nonprofits first. Any nonprofits out there interested in selling foods and stuff, please get your information to us so we can get you set up, and then we'll go with the profits. After that, Thursday, July 3rd is the fireworks, and the rain date would be Saturday, July the 5th. So we are now accepting the applications for the vendors. We talked a little bit about Stage Road and the changing of those street signs and stuff up there, so everything coincides at 25 miles an hour. Just in the last few weeks, I've seen it more than once. Short line buses coming off of Orange Turnpike, making a left and going down Stage Road, as well as tractor trailers. I don't know why that's happening, but we need to look at restricting the commercial traffic on that road. That road's
Yeah, new
just,
signage is going up as well.
that road's just not wide enough for that.
What's the signage going to say?
Under 11 ton? Local traffic only,
Okay.
something like that.
So we'll probably have to put some enforcement out there in the beginning.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Chief and Lieutenant were in the meeting, so did pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, as long as we're moving with that, because that's a dangerous situation. Also, and I know I brought it up last year, signs being installed in Crane Park for functions, not the ones that are on the railing on that bridge, which is state,
Right.
but other ones being posted, they need board authorization, correct? If they're gonna put signs in our park?
Well, the only one that's done it so far is the YMCA. They've reached out. I don't know if they've asked for approval other than making a phone call to the village and asking
Correct.
me or whatever, right? So that's pretty much that I'm aware of, unless you know other people.
Last year, the food truck festival, the signs, they're installing them right in Crane Park.
Oh, I didn't know to take notice. All right, I didn't notice that.
That should get authorization from the board, correct, on that?
I don't, to me, it's, I try not to have any signs.
Yeah.
YMCA gets that waiver because they're part of the community. But,
Right, just because we do it for ourselves.
Yeah.
So.
Was there a place we can have like a message board or something with approval for certain events that help our town or village, or we don't want to do that? I know we don't have like lights or.
Well, there's a lot of municipalities using those LED signs now.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's something that,
I know like Sacred Heart has one, my school district has
Yeah.
one.
Yep. So I'm just, I'm just making sure that everybody's following the same rules and,
I never noticed it, not to say it, I'm sure you've seen it, but
you know.
I haven't.
Okay. Stage one stage road, have we gotten anywhere with parking and revamping and other than pulling the bushes out, nothing?
Nothing.
Street lights, we looked at the credits yet on the outages of,
We're meeting next week.
okay, and,
They're coming here.
and the double poles?
They have nothing to do with the poles. The Frontier / Verizon is the culprit here, and they've been non-responsive.
And
We
again,
talked about sending a letter to the PSC. Maybe, Kim, if we want to just send a letter,
well, I asked it several meetings ago, so that's why I'm trying to
yeah.
let's get a letter together and get it to the Public Service Commission, because there's a lot of double poles, and our code is pretty clear on that.
Well, I tell you what, yesterday I was going through Blooming Grove, then went right on to 94 and went out to New Windsor. Double poles are everywhere. 32, everywhere.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm worried about the Village of Monroe, because our code is
No,
clear on double poles.
I'm sure everybody's code is the same. I'm
Yeah.
sure we didn't invent that. I think the problem is that they're just unresponsive and there's no teeth in the PSC.
Well, we gotta get something to them in writing. We need to get something together and get a letter to them. And then, the last thing, I know we talked briefly, community development grant. Are we looking, got something looking at for 2026?
So what's happening, so every year we've gotten, we qualified. The one year we got the 375, we used it on Calvin.
For
Last-
she.
For she?
That was for 4C.
One
Calvin
of them-
paid. Calvin
One of them
paid.
was in the low mod,
That was
but
for
HUD
sure.
money, which guides the use of the CDBG monies, is dictated by certain criteria. And as they start tightening up the requirements, one of them is making sure that the benefit is for those that live and work in low mod areas. So it's a federal standard, and you have to apply and get it. So we've been very fortunate. We did ADA curbs last year and received a $175,000 award, which is good. So we're waiting that to go through the channels. And this year, the board really has to come up with, some opportunities. I think they narrow up, there's actually a map that shows you the low mod in the Village of Monroe. And it's a very small, shrinking area, because
Is Stage Road here down to Mill Pond Parkway?
the only low mod area that I'm aware of is the trailer park and, believe it or not, Hidden Creek. The highest priced inventory of townhomes in probably in the town of Monroe. And it's in the low mod area. So they haven't visited, the federal government hasn't stopped by yet. When they do, I think they'll get a fresh look at what's happening.
All right. And then the last thing I have
I
is,
thought that was your last name. I'm like,
you know, the sodium and chlorides, we've been monitoring that in the well.
Yeah.
They are below the MCL. There is no MCL for sodium, but the chlorides is 250. And it has been coming up.
Sure.
What is going on with that salt shed that's in the town of Monroe, that's owned by the Village of Curious Joel, down at
So
Palm
we should
Street?
send a letter out, Kim. Let's send a letter to both Town Supervisor Cardone and to Gedalia Seganen.
This has been going on for a while, and, I thought the town officials were working with Curious Joel to
I believe they are, but like,
remove that salt shed.
But like-
It's right on the fringe of aquifer.
yeah, no, you get no argument from me. Okay, so we just prepare a letter.
It'd be very expensive to start removing sodium and chloride if we have to do reverse osmosis, so,
Right?
and I don't wanna go there.
And I think what we do, when we send that, it would go through council. Yeah.
That's all I have, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Lisa.
I'm good.
Anyone from the public wish to speak?
Me.
Please.
Is it okay, can you hear me? Is it okay if I speak from here?
Yeah, we-
Because I don't think
It
I'm
won't take me-
tall enough to stand.
Well, I can lower that for you.
Can we hand her the mic?
Yeah, if you
Well,
want,
you
sure.
know what? Probably I can.
What if we hand her the
sitting
mic?
here thinking about this. If I stood here, thank you.
Is that better?
Yep, much better, thank you. Okay, okay, thank you.
Step off, okay?
I'm gonna forget, but it'll be all right. Greetings. I am the initiator of Indivisible Monroe, Hands Off Hudson Valley. And we had a tremendous turnout of over 70 people at last weekend's pro-democracy event. Monroe Republicans, Democrats, and Independents all came together as Americans to protest the un-American actions of the Trump regime. We will be holding our next event on May 17th from 1 to 2 p.m. at the corner of Lake Street and 17M. I would like to invite everyone here to attend. Our events are held rain or shine, and certainly not rain on Saturday. People have different reasons for attending these events, but I'd like to share with you one reason that I heard from several residents in the village of Monroe, and who are alarmed by the government's treatment of immigrants. I personally am alarmed to see the graffiti on the Heritage Trail, which has been painted over and has reappeared several times. I would like to see the removal of these hateful words, and the addition of a smile you're on camera sign nearby, which is way cheaper than an actual camera. And that might induce repeat offenders to stop.
Sure.
I don't know how that works about getting that done. I would be happy to volunteer some spray paint.
It was actually painted over,
Oh, when?
last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been walking. Good to know.
Let me know if that's changed, but yes, it has.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, thanks. Given the number of Monroe residents with undefined legal status, I would like to encourage the board and the village police department to publicly commit to upholding the Constitution, and specifically the 5th and 14th Amendments of our Constitution, which hold that constitutional rights apply to both citizens and non-citizens in the United States. Thank you for listening to the concerns shared with us by Village of Monroe residents. I have the utmost respect and gratitude for our men and women in the police department who have been a pleasure to work with, as well as you, our elected officials. Thank you for your service to the public, and I hope to see you at the next event on Saturday, May 17th at 1 p.m. over on the corner of Lake Street and 17M.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just watch your step.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, anyone else from the public? I guess not. Okay. All right, having said that, I need a motion to close the public meeting.
Berenger will make the motion.
Second, please.
Carl, second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, aye.
Caroline.
Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Thank you for coming in.